What's up, Warhawks? Mr. Martin again. Here we go. 4-8. We're going to talk about diagonals and three-dimensional figures. We really only got one problem. It's going to take us a little bit of time, but we'll talk through it first, then we'll get to cracking some math out. Shouldn't take us too long. We'll work that Pythagorean theorem a couple times here and get some answers. So, first off, we got this. They're talking about the diagonal, and when they say the diagonal, they're talking about A to E. That's this back corner, top, all the way to front bottom corner. So it's actually going from the back side to the front side, from the top to the bottom. It's not like E to C, which would be still on the front plane and just going across right here. Okay, that is actually going from this front all the way to the back and through there. So to find that length, we're going to have to do a little bit of work, not too hard. Let's talk about some triangles that can be formed. Hopefully, everybody can see the triangle DEH, and it is a right triangle. I know that because there's a right angle right there. Hopefully you're able to see that right at H. H forms a right angle. So I know that since that's the right angle, across from it is going to be the hypotenuse. That means D to E is going to be my hypotenuse. So DE squared is going to equal DH squared plus EH squared. And then the reason I need that is for this triangle right here, I need that length, which is DE, right here. So I'm going to use this triangle on the bottom, do it in blue for you. I'm going to use this triangle right here, which I know all the lengths for, and it is a right triangle. I'm going to use, I know if this is 18 here, that means that this backside has to also be 18 in its inches. So I know that this length right here is 18. I know this length is 6. I can use the Pythagorean theorem to figure out the length of DE. I then know this length. I also know this length right here because it is 4 inches over here, so that's also going to be 4 inches. And then I can go ahead and use my Pythagorean theorem to figure out the length of AE. So that's kind of the process of this. Let's go ahead and get down to doing this. So here we go, we got a fresh start. So we said, all right, let's talk about triangle DEH. And we're going to say that DE squared is equal to DH squared plus EH squared. Well, I don't know what DE is, that's what I'm trying to figure out, but I do know that this is 18 squared plus EH is 6 squared. Again, since this is 18, I know that DH also has to be 18. So I pop that in my calculator, I square those numbers, and when I square 18, I get 324. And when I square 6, I get 36. And when I add those together, I get that equals 360. Now, the problem with that is DE squared. Well, I don't want DE squared, so I square root this side, and that cancels out. I have to square root this side, and then I figure out that DE is an approximately 18.974. That gives me that length. Alright, so I use this bottom triangle to figure out the length of DE. Now, hopefully you have all that copied. If not, you can go back. I'm going to erase this. Now, I'm going to use what I found just a second ago. I'm going to find this triangle, which we had. Now I know this length DE. I know this length is 4. I know that length was that 18.974. So I know this length. I can figure out this because again, it's a right triangle that's being formed here. So when I go ahead and do that, I see that that again is the hypotenuse, so that AE squared is going to equal, this was D. I must have erased my D, I'm sorry. This was D down here. So D A squared plus D E squared. And we found that dA is 4 squared plus 18.974 squared. When I square those, I get 16 plus, when you pop that in your calculator, you get 360.013. Add those together, and you get 76.013. Now, that is what the AE squared equals. Again, I don't want it squared, so I square root it, and I get my length of AE equals, when I pop that in my calculator, I get 19.39. So that would be my final answer. You had to do a couple different questions in order to figure that one out. So I hope you understand that. You'll be doing some practice on that today. Might want to take a couple minutes and look over that again. Maybe rewatch it. See if you have questions. See me in class. I hope you have a great day, guys. See you.